how and why did you create the Grindhouse Radio?
So my whole career, everything is more or less next natural progression. I believe in the next natural progression of everything I do. That being said, I had been interviewed hundreds of times on all the local, networks, and we're talking about every single one of them. They all know me. They all know me well. And I figured, you know what? I'd like to spend more time at home. And I came up with this idea. I know a lot of people. I can talk. I know how to get people on air that nobody else is going to get because of my friendships with them. I said I can pitch a really cool show to all these networks, and we'll see what happens. So maybe that'll keep me home.
Right.
And maybe I can tour a little less. So I wound up going. I reached out to everybody I knew. Crickets, Cole.
Oh no.
Crickets. All I got was crickets.
Oh, man.
I was like, okay, fair enough. So whenever I'm told no or doors closed, that makes me take 2 steps back and then I take 10 steps forward. And I will never take no for an answer. So if you're not going to do it for me, you're not going to work with me, I'll just do it myself and I'm going to do it better. So that being said, I had the idea, the Grindhouse Radio. Why the Grindhouse Radio? Because I'm always working, always on the grind, always making things happen. So the Grindhouse Radio was the idea. I bought the IP. I made sure that I had all the stuff that was needed to do it. And, like I said, that was the first womp womp and didn't get that. And, then I had conversations with a couple of people and some internet radio people. And when I say some people are really shady and to steer clear, some people are really shady, you need to steer clear. So I steered clear. And I wound up saying, okay, I'm just going to put this on the shelf for right now, because sometimes, even though you have a really big love for something, even though you want to put everything you have into the things that you want to see, happen in this world, it might not be the right time. You know what I mean? It might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but another year from now, it's the right time. Right. So that's why, you have to be patient. Things don't happen right away. Things you can't have immediate gratification all the time, even though the kids today don't realize that. The fact is that, so the fact is I took it and I put it on the shelf, even though I had everything, and I waited. About a year later, not even, I wound up getting a couple of interns that came in and started working with me, because I opened up Hound Comics Inc. Hound Entertainment Group. I had my corporate offices and I had my showroom, and so they were working for me, and and they had a radio background. They did it in school and so forth. I was like, hey, what would you think about maybe doing a show together? And they were like, sounds interesting. Why not? Let's have a conversation. So one day after hours, we sat around a microphone in the middle of the office with an empty desk where everybody was already out. We were on a main road. You heard the cars whizzing by outside. It was a very interesting situation. But the hour went by and we go, all right, this is something. And the Grindhouse Radio was born, brother. We were an hour show for the first 6 to 8 months, and then iHeart at the time didn't just have anybody on iHeart. iHeart called us and recruited us, and we were featured on iHeart, and and that's when we went to a 2-hour show. And about another 6 months after that, I started dealing with the people that wanted to start sponsoring and advertising with us, and and the rest is history. So the Grindhouse Radio was born.